Namaste.
Namaskar. Hello.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Alexander.
Alexander. Wow. So, what are you playing?
This instrument here is called Bagmadati.
It's
Bagmadati.
so tiny.
Yeah, very, very, very tiny. This is even smaller than most Bagmadati or Baglama that you see today. Will be a little bigger. Body might be like this big, bowl back with separate leaves of wood. This is all one piece of wood with the rosewood fretboard and a different softwood face, but most little bigger. But this is particularly small.
Cool. So, where this instrument come from? Like, it is really used? It looks like toys.
Yeah, it looks almost like it would be a toy, especially this one because it's so small, but they're tiny for another reason. So it looks like toy, but you can see actually it's very nicely made. Real nice rosewood, nice fruitwood body, good face. This one has been through a lot, so it needs repairs. But the baglama is small, mostly to hide historically to hide under your shirt or your coat, because it's an instrument of a music of diaspora. So basically, many Greek people, ethnically Greek people who had been living in Western Anatolia under rule of Ottoman Empire. After the Ottoman Empire fell in World War I, early 20th century, one of the things that happened in negotiating the boundaries of the new nation state of Turkey was that what they call this population exchange, which basically meant a lot of ethnic cleansing and violence and dislocation and relocation of peoples. Many Greeks and basically Christians, but many ethnically Greek people were expelled from their homelands in what became Turkey and pushed back, so sent to the major urban centers and different places in Greece. And then they brought with them this music that was not really quite Greek, didn't fit into especially the sort of like nationalist agenda of fascist Greek government. So the Greek people and Greek government power structures there didn't accept these people. They're like, oh, you're foreigners. They considered them, Turkish or not quite Greek enough. They play different music, they speak slightly differently.
Languages.
So their music was actually banned and outlawed, and so the police would come and smash their baglamas, their bouzoukis. They would forbid them to play this music, and so they lived in these very hard conditions, prison camps, slums of the city, and they made the instruments very, very small so that they could hide them from the police, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
What history of it?
Yeah, it's kind of in that way it holds like a cultural trauma in the smallness of this instrument, but then it has some beautiful advantages that come out of that.
Yes, sounds very happily
very bright. It cuts through a lot of treble, and because it's so small, one of the kind of musical innovations that comes from that is the neck gets very tiny, right? So it's hard to really fit your fingers. You can play melody. And there is tradition of doing this, but especially towards like 60s and 70s when this music was going through rabbinic revival, and nowadays mostly the melody is played on larger instruments, bouzouki or tsura or these kinds of things. And the baglama has, because it's so small and so bright, tinny sound, it has more of a percussive role actually. It's like a rhythm instrument. It basically just chunks the chords, so whatever chords you can follows the rhythm of the song, and it's kind of very timekeeper. In this genre of Greek music, the rhythm is very hard angles, lots of hard angles. So the baglama helps with that.
And how long you been playing this instrument?
Well, I got this instrument some years ago. Maybe 4 years ago or so, and I've been exploring it. Also have a larger version of the tsura. So basically, This is a kind of miniaturized version of um, 3 instruments. There's sura, which also derives, so baglama derives from a Turkish word, balama, and in Turkey they have these balama saws. Tied, balama means tied. These frets are metal Western frets, but in the Turkish version they're string frets that are tied, so you can get the different intervals, note intervals and placements, but adapted into Greek music. They use basically Western intonation. So these frets are metal, but it holds the same name, baglama. But then there's also the Turkish jura becomes the Greek tsura. And so I have this instrument, tsura. It's a little bigger, so you can play melody more easily, but basically the same tone, the double strings like a mandolin, so it has a bright sound. And then the biggest instrument of this family and sort of the most popularized is the bouzouki. Everyone knows bouzouki, and bouzouki is very virtuosic, melodically and also chordally.
Nice. So how long have you been playing music?
Playing music since I was a kid, basically. I started, my first instrument that I really got excited about was trumpet. I played trumpet from age like 11. Played a lot of trumpet in school, and then I started to play guitar, and got into like old rock and roll psychedelic music, and started to make my own music. And then in getting into my late teens, I started to play more world music type things. I learned about Indian music, sitar, Middle Eastern music. I started playing in a Middle Eastern ensemble, so we would play Arab music from North Africa all the way from Morocco to Egypt, and we'd also play music of the Levant, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, Israel, music of the Gulf, Khaliji music, Persian music, Afghan music, and a little bit of Greek music, because it's on this, it's on the edge of this world between kind of European culture and then more Middle East Islamic influenced culture, Ottoman Empire. And so we played some of these Rebettica songs. This instrument comes specifically from a Rebettica tradition of Greece. Many different types of music in Greece, and so this instrument doesn't fit in all of those, of course, but it's a Rebettica instrument. And we played a couple Rebettica songs in this ensemble, and that really lit my mind up, because I have some Greek ancestry in my family, and I was learning the language, to speak the language, and so I learned all these songs, and that was kind of one of the major points of inspiration for me musically.
It's great. It's kind of my dream to travel around the world and learn many different kind of music.
Yeah, all so rich and so kind of tied together. If you look for this history, right? This instrument shows the movement of populations, peoples. Sometimes the history is very dark, very painful, but it's still important to move into those spaces and see the beauty that comes out of them, like musical instrument.
Well, thanks a lot, and I'm very happy to know about this instrument. I hope it will also make people know about the instrument through our channel on YouTube. Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you.